Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. It's been a long time since I've last done a to hell with KDR commentary, so I felt like now is a good time more than ever to make one. And so today's topic is gonna be about basically what I felt after coming back home to for Thanksgiving weekend, or for Thanksgiving week rather. If you guys didn't know, I returned home back in my house, I guess, in Southern California, Los Angeles area, wherever you want to call it. And I think last Wednesday left at like midnight on Tuesday slash Wednesday, depending on what you want to call the day. Technically speaking, we left on Tuesday night. I think I left my dorm with a friend of mine that I've known since elementary school, and I think I left around 10 and then came back, or we boarded the bus at midnight, and then we arrived in LA like around 6:30, and I had to wait another hour until for my parents to pick me up again, because on that day my dad actually had surgery for like some hernia condition. I think that's what she mentioned. Whatever. In any case, that was the deal, and I had to wait around for a little bit until my mom could actually pick me up, and so we could all go home. Incidentally enough, I actually had to drive both of us back home because my mom ended up not knowing where to go. So, whatever. That's another story for later. In any case, so yeah, I returned home, and first thing I did was go back to my high school because there were a couple teachers that I wanted to go back, that I wanted to talk to again after coming back to college. And I don't know how it is with you guys, especially for those of you who are in high school, but for my high school, every year there were always a lot of students who would come back for like winter break, Thanksgiving break, spring break, and they would always come back. And then one of the first things they do, or one of the things on their priority list anyway, is was to come back to their high school to try to talk to some of their teachers that they've liked over the high school years, and I decided that hey, I'll do the same too, and just kind of made me really think about how things change while you're not there. I mean, I don't know how it is with other people. Yeah, obviously you're gonna have people who come back, go away for college for like what 3-4 months, come back and say, oh wow, this place has really changed a lot while I was gone. Me personally, I didn't think a single damn thing changed, other than the fact that some shops were different here and there. But I don't know. I guess I just live in a town where nothing really changes at all. Like nothing out of the ordinary changes. Even if you're gone for like 3-4 months. I mean, life's as usual. Things move on. Even if you're not there, you're not like the center of the universe or anything. Not that I thought I was anyway. So things just move along, and time doesn't care whether or not you're there or not. It'll just keep changing things as it goes along, and to me that's kind of to be expected, because I don't know, I never really had this sense of hey, things are gonna change, like things are always changing as we grow older. Things that we like to see, things that we used to know and possibly loved, possibly hated, will eventually all go away. But I just don't see that, because I guess just this environment that I grew up in didn't really allow for such a sentiment, I guess you could say. I don't know. Of course, I don't really know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably it's more bad than anything, because if I get used to things too much, then once the things start changing, I'm gonna be like, dude, wait, what the hell? What's going on? But when that time comes, obviously, I'll know what the hell's up. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what I felt when I came back home. That things really didn't change for the most part. Meh. In any case, another thing that I wanted to talk about is more or less along the same lines of my sentiment of things not changing, and it's got to do with my house. Basically, my house is a like a triple story townhouse. I say triple story because it includes a garage as well. The garage is like the bottom. You could call it the basement, whatever. And it's got the first floor and the second floor. Yeah, you've got your 3 floors there. But that sure as hell didn't change. Like among the things that don't ever change in my town, my house is probably the biggest factor in that. Nothing changed. Like usually, I don't know what my parents are feeling these days, but like normally the furniture is rearranged a couple times, like a few times a year. Now would be one of them. During the fall or something like that, my parents would decide to, or my mom pretty much would decide to rearrange the furniture a little bit here and there, and just for the looks of it, and maybe because she was bored. I don't know, but she didn't. Nothing changed. The furniture, really, the only thing that changed was my room, and even then, they put like this miniature closet, like this portable closet thing where you can store clothes and hang stuff from, into my room, where it used to be in my like a room that was adjacent to mine. But other than that, the house just basically stayed the same, and that kind of cemented the fact that things. I mean, things change, but for me, wasn't really seeing that. So I don't really know what to say there. Also gets me kind of thinking about, do like how the kind of legacy that you leave behind. Of course, if you're popular, if you're well known. I'm not trying to say that in a negative connotation, but if you left a mark on people as you left an area, like if good example, high school, like if you were really well known in high school, your teachers loved you or something, lots of people knew you, whether or not they were in your same grade, then when you come back, people will know that you're coming back, and most likely, they'll welcome you back with open arms and stuff. I didn't really necessarily see that, except for the teachers I went to visit, because I've probably already made this very clear, but I wasn't necessarily the popular type of person. Obviously, I'm an Asian nerd. What more could you have expected? But another thing is that for the friends that I did know, I didn't really see them back at home. Like I didn't really catch up on what they were up to back in wherever they were, whatever they were doing. Because most of my friends went to like really tough colleges like Ivy Leagues or fucking Berkeley, which is pretty much right next to me in San Francisco. But I mean, that's besides the point. It's the fact of the matter is that I didn't really see anyone else that I knew come back for Thanksgiving. Well, other than the friend I came back home with, of course. But I guess that could be an indicator of how things change, Friends that you once thought were friends. Well, that's just saying like, oh, they were not real friends anymore. Herder. No, I'm not trying to say that, but I guess that just shows you that as times change, people start changing their priorities, and people are bound to grow apart from each other, which is understandable, but sometimes there are those days when I really wish that times were a little bit different, where we were back in high school and we were all screwing around together, not with each other, because that'd be gay. Back in high school, so I don't know. It's one of those feelings where, for me anyway, it's like a sentiment that you'd like to have, but you understand that it's not gonna come back, and I don't know. That's just really the best way I can describe it. I mean, I'm not trying to sugarcoat this for any of you guys who are going off to college next year because you're seniors in high school or whatever, or maybe even eighth graders, or people. Maybe you're about to graduate from middle school next year and you're off to high school. Trust me, things will be different. Don't expect things to stay the same as the way they are. Of course, some things might stay the same. Some things will always stay the same, but for the most part, you should really expect that things will constantly and continuously change, and you really can't expect things to you know be the same way forever. I guess I'm just repeating things over and over now that I think about it. So yeah, that's basically what I thought. When I came back home, I mean, it wasn't like anything over dramatic or melodramatic that I was like, crying my ass over. I mean, the one thing, like I constantly refer to my friend Protagonist in my YouTube videos, and he and I actually met up with a couple other friends, and we all went down to a Little Tokyo together. And let me talk about that. Actually, we went down to Little Tokyo in the division, or the Little Tokyo area of Los Angeles, the day I came back on like Wednesday or something like that, and that was really fun. Really reminded me of the days where back in summer, where we used to go down to Little Tokyo a lot together, and yeah, just eat a lot of ramen, because that's the only thing we ate there in Little Tokyo. Just lots of ramen. And the thing about it is that Protagonist actually goes to a college in the middle of nowhere, Vermont, where the food, they've confirmed that their college puts laxatives in their cafeteria food, so it's like the best diet you could ever have. Like, apparently, according to Protagonist, one girl from Florida lost 20 pounds eating the cafeteria food while she was there. So because of that, we all went down to Little Tokyo as soon as we were able, and then ramen time. Oh man. The thing about it is that, whether or not your cafeteria food is good or bad, I mean, me personally, the food here is great. It's awesome. I mean, as it's expected, because my college is pretty much located in the middle of a valley where they're growing freaking food everywhere. So that's kind of to be expected. But other than that, whether or not the food is good or not, it's just something about, coming back to the places where you recognize and and love, and eating good food there, as old times sake. And it just really makes you, I wouldn't say happy, but it really makes you feel really good inside. It's just like, this feeling of dare I say euphoria? I'm not too sure, because if I say euphoria, it sounds like we're taking drugs or something. But in any case, I don't know. It's definitely a good feeling coming back with friends, particularly. Yeah, I say that as if I have no friends. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, okay, stop laughing. It's just a very invigorating feeling. There's the word I was looking for, invigorating. To be able to come back with friends and do something you guys all really enjoyed doing together. I don't know. I guess it harkens back to my days of old, back in elementary school, middle school, where I was always hanging around with like this close niche of friends that I used to spend all my time with, and and that niche of friends changed every so often. Like when during my elementary school years, I had to move from one part of Los Angeles to another, and when I did that, basically that was one time that my little niche of friends changed. Got with other people again, because I realized that just because of the fact that I wasn't really living with my other friends anymore, or in the the same area, things weren't gonna work out. So I decided to make new friends and found some new friends, stuck with them until we parted ways in middle school because one of us, actually two of us, I was the only one who went to a different middle school, and then that happened again, and yeah, so on and so forth. So now the niche of friends that I have back at right now, I mean, I think this is going to be the one that will never really change because we have long-term plans that we've made together. So hopefully that never changes because everyone's got to have at least something that's never going to change no matter what, because throughout these changing times, well, I really believe that people like in general need to have something to cling to hold on to in the face of changing times. Because if we didn't, if people didn't have that unchanging thing that they could hold on to, I really feel like we just go crazy because in a world of uncertainty like this, in a world where you don't know what's gonna happen, being able to look back and look back to your past and find something you just find something that will not really ever change for you is I feel very important. And I really believe that because I've got something that I feel will not change, at least not for a very long time. So there you go. Anyways, that's gonna wrap this up about this commentary. So yes, thank you very much for watching and or listening to this To Hell with KDR commentary. I forgot what episode it was, or whatever. You guys get my drift. Anyways, so yeah, this is going to be the end of this video, and I really do thank you guys for watching or listening. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.